All right. So right now we actually have a person who wants, I think, he has a shout out for someone and a request. So you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Who is this?
This is William.
Okay, William. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So you called up. You had something you want to talk about?
Yeah. It's basically what it's about is it's about my brother John. We haven't really spoken about 4 years, but I know that I wrote him a letter recently, and I told him that there was something I wanted to say to him. We haven't spoken 4 years. We're twin brothers, and it's our birthday today. So I just wanted to. I told him, I wrote him a letter, and I said that I wanted him to listen to the show, and that I just wanted to say happy birthday to him. And I forgot to ask you before, but I was waiting. I thought maybe you'd come back. Is it would it be too much if I sang it for him?
Sure. You told him to listen to this show?
Yeah, I called him before.
All right. Then knock yourself out.
You think I should do a solo vocal or a guitar?
It's your brother, man.
It's whatever you want, bro.
All right, hold on. It's been a while. Hold on.
Yeah, take your time.
Happy birthday to you.
You.
Happy birthday to you.
You.
Happy birthday to John. Happy birthday to you.
All right, cool.
Fantastic.
What was it?
All right, John.
Thanks,
happy
guys.
birthday to John.
Yeah, how old are you guys?
What's that?
How old are you guys?
24.
Nice.
We haven't spoken 4 years.
Well, I hope you guys.
I hope he heard this.
This
Oh,
is
the power of something wicked.
I called him. Well, my mom, she called him. I wrote him a letter, and we had a fight. And he took a bat.
All right, bro. Maybe it's a little personal. You don't wanna be flouting any personal information out to people who don't deserve to hear it. It's something for you. So I hope this helps you and your brother. Okay, I'm gonna have to let you go now. If you okay, and he hung up.
Okay, and
You never really know what you're gonna get here on Something Wicked. I hope though that helped those two reconcile. And happy birthday to John and William.
We actually have a listener on the phone right now. His name is Robert.
Robert.
So let's put him on air. Robert, can you hear us? Hey, Robert. Robert.
Hello.
What's up?
What's going on?
Not too much, you?
Nothing. Just hanging out. Just making myself some dinner. I just got some. Went to the store earlier. Got some beef, some carrots. Just gonna have some dinner.
Where are you listening from?
From my home computer.
But like what city?
Boston.
Oh, Boston. Okay. Do you go to BU?
I'm sorry?
Do you go to BU?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Second semester.
Oh, awesome. Freshman?
I can't hear. I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. What was that?
Are you a freshman?
I'm a second semester, so I'm a freshman. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what do you want to talk about?
No, well, I called before. I said I wanted to talk about Aqua Teen Hunger Force and the whole thing, but you guys said you want to talk about pop culture. So.
Well, actually, I guess you could say that it's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force pop culture thing. I mean, what do you think of that as their advertising?
I think it's genius.
Really?
Yeah, I really do. Everybody's talking about it in the city of Boston. Everybody was scared. First of all, apparently it went on in every other city. The only people who got afraid were people in Boston. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe it goes up to the top, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I have a question for you. Do you know how much money that cost the city?
How much?
$500,000.
That's nothing. That's nothing in real money, though. Actually, think about it in real money. Like the guy who left like that company, Home Depot CEO, he left with $300 million.
Right, but for an advertising stunt like that.
How much money is spent per second during the Super Bowl in actual advertising?
Well,
Does anybody know?
I feel that's a different situation. This is a situation in which, this is a situation in which people put these. For everybody that doesn't know, first of all, they were these circuit boards that had kind of like light brights on them in the shape of a cartoon character on Cartoon Network, and
giving the
finger. It was connected to a box of batteries. And then they were put on different buildings and bridges around Boston. Supposedly, I think there were 38 locations that had them.
38 locations.
38. And then yesterday, a MBTA, Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority worker, found one of them and alerted police, who then thought it could be a bomb or something like that. So,
who do we blame in this situation then?
I don't think there's a person to blame.
No, there's
really.
Definitely not, because it's definitely Boston's fault for overreacting to it. I agree with that. But what I do think is that the people at the company, the marketing experts, should be more responsible and be more aware of what they're doing, especially in today's day and age.
Your product, though. People need to be aware of your product so they could listen to it, so they could buy it, so they could eat it, so they could rub it. So it's just about now.
Well, no, I definitely think that no matter what their plan was, they're getting their name out. No matter what news station you listen to, you're hearing Aqua Teen Hunger Force, you're hearing Cartoon Network, you're hearing Turner Broadcasting System.
Here's why they did it, because that show has sucked for the past... that show has been horrible for the past year.
Well, I
do you watch it?
No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't.
You've never seen an episode?
I've seen one episode, and then I turned it off like halfway. I don't even remember.
You didn't laugh?
No. I just stared at it with like a raised eyebrow going, what is this?
You guys need to go on LimeWire, and you need to illegally download the episode with Carl with the foreigner belt.
Just for anybody listening, we support legal downloading music, but maybe not anything else. But
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe you can get the DVD.
We could search iTunes for it.
However,
it's hilarious.
What I don't agree with is they put these circuit board things on private buildings and private property, which is illegal. No matter what.
Give you a ticket. That's illegal. Big deal.
Yeah, but
big deal.
And if anything, they should have alerted authorities
I parked my car yesterday. I got a ticket. Whoop. It's a fine. Big deal. That's what fines are for.
I understand, but to put...
So then, in my opinion, they should fine them the $500,000. If it's not that much in real money, then they should fine them back.
I agree with you. I think they should pay it 100%, but I don't think it's a lot of money. I don't think it's a lot of money.
It depends on who's saying it's a lot of money. For a police department that...
I don't have anything, but... for police... listen, I don't want to start talking right now over the phone about the Boston Police Department.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that for a department or any department nationwide who has probably had to cut back on officers, it's a lot of money to them. And, I mean, it actually is good training.
I think they should pay it. I don't think it should have been that much money in a search. I think they should have done some research and asked a couple of people, what is this? And then they should have found out. I think it took way too long. I'm sorry. I think a little bit of the admin took a little too much, a little bit of scare. Everybody was afraid for a while. I don't know what the purpose is, but it shouldn't have happened like that.
Somebody brought up a really good point yesterday when I was at work, when I found out about it, was, I'd rather it become a bomb scare like this so that we know that people are prepared if there really is a real danger.
Oh, yeah. I think it was definitely good training.
I had no idea. I didn't even hear about it until I turned on the news. I didn't even hear about it. I turned on the news.
Right, because they were taking care of it.
Well, if it was something real, I should have heard from somebody.
Well, I mean, it's not like we have air raid sirens anymore. Yeah.
Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need to either get into like smaller cultures or villages where we could like have sirens. Did you ever see that movie? It's called The Time Machine.
Yeah, actually I did.
Really?
Do you remember when he goes into the future?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that small community?
Yeah, but it was weird.
Do you remember the love in that community?
I can't
think it was the Eloys.
I can't say I remember that part.
Remember when he talks to the girl, when he brings her in the sand and he rubs in the sand, he goes, Eloy.
No, I don't.
You don't remember that?
No, I saw it a long time ago.
What was the other people called? The Eloys and the Murlocs? No. Does somebody know? Can someone IM? Can I stay on the phone until...
We can see if somebody knows. If you know
Nobody
the
in the station knows?
Not that I know of.
No, there's only 2 of us here.
Yeah. But
Nobody knows.
nobody knows. But on the other hand, I mean, I think it was a situation that got out of hand very fast. And no matter what, it was good training for the police department. It was good training for the SWAT teams, the
That's
terrorism teams. So I think
everybody's happy in the end.
I'm not saying maybe not happy, but
You know, it was a learning experience,
Yeah.
and I think that's what you have to chalk it up to.
What did you think about Scarlett Johansson's dress on the Oscars? I mean, at the Academy Awards.
that hasn't happened yet, so we don't know.
Oh. What did you think about Danny DeVito on The View a couple of weeks ago?
I have no idea.
You didn't hear? You didn't see?
I don't
Allison,
have
you didn't
classes,
see
so I don't
anything?
watch TV. And
haven't seen it. I haven't heard anything about it. Why don't you enlighten us?
What? Wait, what? Oh, no. Let's talk about, what's the other girl? Rosie O'Donnell and the other guy.
Donald Trump?
Don Trump.
With the hair.
Yeah. That feud is way out of control. I mean, their TV personnel grow up.
What did you think
up.
about Paul Abdul on American Idol last night?
I didn't see it.
What? You're the American Idol freak!
I had a meeting, so I couldn't watch it. But I've heard she's been out of her mind recently, and so.
What do you think about Randy? You think he's getting bigger? You think he's getting smaller? You think he's... What do you think?
I really don't watch his weight. I don't know. I'm not one of those people that criticize people on TV like that.
Do you think Simon's got, like a different dude that he's got to take, or a different publicist?
For what?
Why? Because you think he's being portrayed too much in a negative light?
Yeah, do you think I think maybe he might be going down to Tom Cruise. Remember him?
No, I think that he is portrayed as the nasty guy, and people are going to love to hate him as long as he's in his career.
And no matter what he says, he's right. He knows what he's doing. He picked out Kelly Clarkson from the beginning. He picked out Carrie Underwood.
Like Clay Aiken.
He didn't pick out Taylor Hicks, but
that's because Taylor Hicks isn't more successful. He picked out
he picked out
McPhee.
people that would win
Right.
and would do well.
Right.
Listen, he didn't pick out anything. Guys, Simon doesn't pick anything. It's the people of America who choose.
Well, no, but he said, I remember distinctly that when Kelly Clarkson auditioned, he said, you would go on to win this.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
I'm pretty sure I saw that clip on TV or online somewhere.
I can tell from your voice that you really didn't see, and that somebody.
No,
told you
trust
that.
me. If there's anyone, nobody loves Kelly Clarkson more than Justin. You don't even understand.
You don't understand that.
I think she's nothing. I think she's overrated.
You know what? I'm sorry.
I think that honestly, in a fist fight between Carrie Underwood and her, I think Randy would win.
You know what? I cannot believe that you're saying this. To me, I love Kelly Clarkson and will defend her until the end of the world.
Let's go. I mean, let's compare Carrie Underwood to her. If you really want to play.
Okay.
If you really want to play semantics, let's go.
How many CDs has Carrie Underwood won or sold, whatever?
How many, like Grammys or actual like awards, like full?
No.
Awards?
CDs, albums, singles.
Oh, how many CDs has she sold internationally or just all together?
Well, she's country, so I'm guessing she doesn't go international.
That's not true. People listen to country music out there. You don't even know what you're talking about. That's right there is a mistake.
Okay. Well, anyhow, still, how many CDs has she sold?
15 million?
No.
You're right. 38 million?
I believe it's under 4 million.
What does that mean?
4 million sold.
What does that mean?
Kelly Clarkson has sold
over 15. What does that mean
15.
about her talent I'm talking about?
What?
Talent.
Singing.
Oomph.
To me,
Oomph.
talent considers yourself your singing, your presence on stage, and your ability to have an audience.
One word. Hootie and the Blowfish.
What does that mean?
Actually,
that's like
that's
for free.
That's 4 words.
Well, I meant their name. Sorry. They did everything themselves. They were popular. And who's they now? Who's they now?
Well, obviously they've decided
They're gone.
to.
They sold millions of records. People sell millions of records every day, man.
I understand that, but they had talent. They had a good following.
Look at Van Gogh. He never even sold a painting until after his ear was off.
All right, well, that's about all the time we have on air.
We can argue all we want, but I mean, it's our own opinions. That's all that matters.
Right. Listen, Carrie Underwood has blonde hair, and the other girl doesn't even have real hair. Kelly Clarkson's hair isn't real.
How do you know?
Neither are those hips.
Have you gone up and touched it and like pulled it to like rip it
No,
off.
that's rude. I would never do that. How dare you talk that way about either of them?
I'm not saying that I would or anybody. I'm just saying, how do you know it's real? Or not? I mean, it's not real.
All right, girls.
I read
We're
the
going to break
magazine.
this little conversation up. We're going to take a music break.
Allison.
Ashley.
Listen. Oh, sorry. Who do you think would win in a fight, me or Justin?
I really don't think either of you would be fighting, and Justin.
Wow. So, thank you so much to Robert for calling in.
Yeah.
We had some good conversation right there.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
Pretty awesome. But
I'm glad that we know those are the mature freshmen walking on BU campus, ladies and gentlemen.
yes, that's probably one of the straight guys out there for you girls to choose from.
Oh, excellent. Just what I'd go after.
Oh yeah.
That was the Supremes with Stop in the Name of Love. And we have a caller on the line.
The first caller of the semester.
Yes, and his name is Anthony. Is that correct?
My name is Anthony, sir. Yes.
And you said you would like to comment about cheerleading. Go right ahead.
Yeah, I don't think who's the lady who's talking right now?
That was Laura.
I'm sorry, Laura. I don't think she really understands what cheerleading is all about.
Well, it's true. I've never been a cheerleader.
What is cheerleading
That's what
about,
I'm saying.
Anthony?
By the way she was talking, I listened to a lot of the talk radio on BU, and by the way she was talking and sounding, I could tell that she doesn't really understand what cheerleading is about.
Well, what is it really about, do you think?
Cheerleading's been in my family for like 60 years. My great grandmother was a cheerleader. My grandmother was a cheerleader. My mother was a cheerleader. I have 6 sisters, and they're all cheerleaders. And I don't think it's anything really about sports at all, from what she was saying.
So, do you think it's more of an activity? You don't think it's an actual sport, or?
No, it's not a sport.
All right.
It's not a sport, but
should they treat it like a job? What kind of my point was saying, that we should prepare them for the real world, or
it's a way of life.
It's a way of life.
It's a way of life. It's more than just a sport or just an activity. It's like I said, it's been in my family for almost 100 years, and it's a way of life and a way of being, of expressing yourself. But it's not a sport.
Yeah. Well,
it's not.
Well, before Ace goes in, I just want a quick question. What would you suggest in the current situation with the Title IX debate? Is there any alternative? Is there any suggestion that you personally have to correct this remedy of the problem?
Well, me personally, I don't think I'm the right person to make these decisions about Section 9. But if you want to, somebody who really needs to be involved in the cheerleading sport. I'm not directly involved.
Yeah.
But if you talk to somebody like my mother or like my sister, like they would know.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much for your comments. We appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
And they sound interesting, and I'm glad that your family keeps the tradition.
Thank you, and thanks, Laura.
Thanks.
All right, have a nice day.
Hopefully.
Now joining us on the line from Boston University is Michael. And how's it going?
Thank you very much.
How are you doing
tonight?
tonight?
I wanted to say, this is the first time I've ever actually called your show, and I'm a big fan of your show. I love sports, and I wanted to talk about Michael Vick, but you mentioned David Beckham, and I've been thinking a lot about him too. And a lot of people are saying that it wasn't really worth it to spend that much money on a star. But if you think about it from a worldly perspective, that's not a lot of money.
$250 million isn't a lot of money?
It's not a lot of money in a world perspective.
That's a ton of money. How much money do you think you're going to make in your life?
It has nothing to do with that. I'm not a sportsman.
Consider that it's over
I don't
5
play.
years. That's twice as much as Alex Rodriguez is going to get.
Forget Alex Rodriguez. We're talking about soccer. You
Yeah,
understand?
you're right. We're talking about soccer, a much less popular sport.
That's why. Don't you get it? They're trying to build soccer up.
There you go. Yeah, by
nothing
spending
wrong with
money they don't have?
No, it doesn't matter. There's
Sure it matters.
investments. There's investments. They probably got Coca-Cola. They probably got Mountain Dew.
The league is going to go bankrupt.
And David Beckham's not any good anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah, most
the star, and he's married to a Spice Girl.
Yeah, most of the money is in endorsements anyway, so it's not even like the Galaxy's paying him that money.
You guys
so.
you never even really thought about it.
David Beckham is an overrated player who's only good on set pieces and is
Nothing to
gonna.
do with that. About
What
his
does it have to do with
playing.
that? Tell us what it has to do with.
I'll tell you. It has to do with his looks, and he's married to a Spice Girl, and they're gonna get all over that. It's just like at the entertainment media. Media. Like, I don't see why you guys don't see that. It's really It has nothing to do with about sports ability.
They're not going
to do with it. People don't. Soccer is not one of those sports. That's why it's not big. They're going to try.
They're not going to show Posh Spice on all the soccer broadcasts. It's not going to happen.
It's for men. I've trained all my kids to be football stars, and they're going to be football stars.
Oh, I'm sure they will be. But
they won't be making $250 million.
That's right.
No, well, they might be at that time because money's going to be different at that time. You guys aren't looking at it like from the full perspective. You're just looking at it because you don't have I don't have $250 million. But
you're
like
right.
you said, endorsements. You don't know what my bank account is. Don't tell me you're right.
I'm going out on a limb and saying you're not Donald Trump.
You don't know you don't know my family. I told you, my kids are being trained.
Okay, I'm sure they are.
You don't know inflation. You don't know anything about economics, obviously.
All right, thank you. And I also don't know why I would want to keep talking to you. Thank you for your call, Michael. I'm sorry we won't get a chance to talk with you about Michael Vick, but that's the end of that chapter. We got a caller.
Whoa.
Michael, are you there?
I am Michael, yes, I'm here.
What's up, brother?
What's up? Who's this?
This is Zach.
And this is Ryan?
Yeah.
Zach and Ryan?
Zach and Ryan from BU in the Morning. I can tell you're an avid listener.
Yeah. Well, I actually had a question about that. I checked the BU schedule, and it said that Barbara Varenka is on BU in the Morning. Did you guys...
She is.
Is she hurt or no?
What?
Is she okay? Or
yeah, well, what the deal with that is that she's like the producer, so they have her listed because she's the producer for the whole show, and she's on Mondays, I think.
No, she's actually on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Oh,
and
really?
She tried to be on Fridays, but then I kicked her butt, and
no.
then I broke her ankle. So no, she's not
funny.
okay, actually.
That's
Zach
not
is
funny.
full of crap.
Is that Zach or is that Ryan?
That's Ryan. Ryan, how
funny.
dare you?
I said no
dare
such
you?
thing.
No, is Ryan the one who made the comment about...
How
No,
dare you,
I am
sir?
not. I am
Good.
not.
No,
That was
Ryan.
Zach.
Ryan, was that
Yes.
you who made the comment before about Rent and the people who like Rent are homosexual?
No, that was Zach, and he was making a joke because he went to see Rent, so he doesn't actually believe that.
Okay, because I actually like that movie and the show. I'm a big fan.
I am too, unfortunately.
No,
I don't know why I do, but that's just something I do. I try to keep that in the closet.
Oh, but no, my younger brother is actually a big fan of Rent too. and
Again with the
he's a
comment.
hit with the women, so believe me, it's not just a gay thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know why you guys are doing, saying all this stuff that could be hurtful to some people on the air. I know that we're in a big city and, we do have, it's just not right.
That's true. I'm sorry. We're not trying to be offensive. Zach was just trying to be a goofball. And like I said, neither of us actually believe that Rent is for gay people because, like I said, we both like it.
Okay, I was just making sure. But anyway, I know that I wasn't sure if you guys wanted to talk about the tea fare increase again.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Well, I think that it works in favor of some people. Like my friend Michael, it's his birthday today. He's turning 30.
Mike likes paying $2?
What?
Mike likes paying $4
let me finish
both
my
ways?
sentence.
Okay.
That's rude. Michael,
I'm sorry. How dare I interrupt you like that?
Michael has a monthly pass, and his monthly pass actually went down. So there are some people who do pay less.
Really?
But for people who take the tea, like a lot of the Boston University students like myself, we often have to pay more. But at the same time, if you think at it from somebody who's not in the Boston University field of the profession, a lot of people around Boston University, they didn't even pay to get on back in the day. They just walked on. And that's why there's a lot of problems, is because the Boston University students, of course I am part of that, but we are a lot of the problems, and I do think that a lot of the fare increases is specifically because of the Boston University students on the B line who never paid, and now it's just pathetic.
Wait, what do you mean we never paid? I don't know. Because we got on outbound?
Sometimes I used to get on, I used to pay, and sometimes they open all the doors.
So are you blaming all of Boston University students for the tea conductor opening the doors? How dare you take advantage of such a situation? Good day, sir!
That's his job, and he realizes, there's so many students here, and we could either be waiting 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm not agreeing with it, but that's the reason why, is because all of us, all the Boston University students, we never used to pay, and now we have to pay, and now on the T, if you don't pay, they're going to now give you tickets, which I think that's ridiculous. I think it's silly. I think it's wrong. But we cannot be.
How are they going to give you tickets?
Are
they going to be like MBTA officers on the?
Well, I read in the
Are they
Metro
going to have like
yesterday.
little sirens on their helmets?
No, there's no helmets, there's no sirens. That's a silly thing to say. But what they are going to do is they're going to have, you know how when you get on the tee, there's always like one nice man and one nice woman who's always just standing by, who's not talking, with their hands in their pockets and looking at you?
You mean every person in Boston?
No, I'm talking about the people who work for the tee. Michael, listen to me. So what I'm saying is these people are the ones that are going to be giving tickets. The first one is going to be $15, and then there's going to be 3 tickets. If you don't pay the thing up to 3 tickets, I don't really know how they're going to monitor it. I'm just telling you what I heard in the Boston Metro.
Wow.
The Boston Metro is going to bring down the pain.
Well, I think it's good that they're enforcing the fares. What I've come across, actually, is I'll try to pay the fare, and the little dollar bill saw will be the full, and they'll just say, "Oh, go on through." And I think that's part of the problem too.
That could.
Yeah. Sometimes I get on the tee. Sometimes I get on the tee. I don't even pay, and nobody ever says anything to me.
Really?
Well, then you're part of the problem, aren't you?
Well, we're all part of the problem. That's what I'm saying. No. This is a world, and everybody is part of the problem. Like, we're all part of the problem of all problems. That's what I'm saying. Before you were talking about rent and homosexuality, and the reason why there's problems in the world is because people, they make these silly jokes that they think it's funny and everything, but you are hurting somebody. You are hurting somebody, and you don't even think about it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really think about that. I'm really affecting the world when I don't pay for the tee, but I am affecting the world because of me and all the other Boston University students, everybody else has to have their tee fare raised, and I don't think that's very fair.
Well, I
don't think that's very fair.
I don't think you should generalize about BU students the same way you shouldn't generalize about gay people, though. Like, I have never, ever skipped up on paying the fares.
You've never, ever walked on a tee when you've been waiting on those during the Central, West, or East stops, and when they open doors, you've never walked on?
Are you talking about inbound or outbound? Because the rule is that outbound is free. That's not people cheating the system. That's the T says.
Well, that's a stupid rule. Then I apologize. That's a silly rule. Because of that, if they didn't have that outbound rule, we wouldn't have to pay these extra fares then.
Well, if we didn't have that outbound rule,
I blame the people who are in charge. The people who are in charge of the T. That's who I blame. I don't blame Boston University students.
So now the argument is out the window. It's gone, brother.
No,
it's gone, brother. Boston University students are not our fault. It's not our fault.
Zach, you are instigating so much.
Zach, how dare you?
Off.
Listen
Oh my
to me,
God.
Zach. Listen to me. Here's what I'm saying. Is we don't know everything about every situation, but the more we converse and the more we debate, we realize that there are problems. Like I was under the assumption that for so many times that the Boston University students are the problems, but now after I'm talking to you, nobody ever told me that outbound is free. But why is outbound more special than inbound? That's ridiculous.
Well,
That's ridiculous.
Well, no, my thought on the outbound is that you take it less. Like, I used to take outbound to the Fitwreck, and then...
That's you! That's not everybody!
I know, but let me just finish my sentence. I used to take outbound to the Fitwreck, and I wouldn't be on there for that long, so I didn't pay, and then I'd pay going back. So you're on there less time, and you pay less, but you still pay. I thought that was the rationale for it.
There is no rationale. That's what we're talking about right now. Is that there is no rationale. We need to come to a common understanding, agreement of what actually is the T about.
Well, a little late for that because the fare's already $2, and it's both inbound and outbound. So, champ, I don't want you to worry about a thing because now we'll be paying both ways. I promise that. $4 now. That's a savage price.
Well,
hey, we gotta go.
That's on the T, but the bus is. If you get on the bus and then go to the T, or get on the T and then go to the bus, that transfers.
That doesn't seem very fair.
No, it's not fair. That's what I'm saying. The people of Boston that are in the Boston University community are a huge population of Boston. Boston is a huge student thing, and there needs to be some type of student like uprise, and the students need to get together. And they need to come to a common agreement of what is right and what is wrong. Because that's not fair that other people don't have to pay a certain thing because it's the bus and it has wheels and the T doesn't have wheels and it's electric. That's just a silly thing. And I don't think it's very fair that you never even heard about that.
You know what we should do? We should stand up. I want you to lead the organization, Mike. I want you to stand up and just stand in front of the T and say, we won't take this anymore. I swear I'll be right behind you. We gotta go.
Zach.
We gotta go to a song.
Michael, thank you for coming on. Thank you so much.
It's 8 minutes. We gotta go to a song. We got a weather guy here. Michael, it was a pleasure talking to you. Always fun.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Michael, who's 37 today.
There we go. Happy birthday, brother. We'll sing
Happy birthday.
Ryan's gonna sing happy birthday for you later.
I am doing no such thing.
We gotta go to
boys.
We gotta go to song
later.
Oh, someone wants to be on air. Interesting. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, put him on hold.
All right, we have a caller,
We
ladies
have
and
a
gentlemen.
caller. Interesting. And now let's see if this works. Now, will you push the, would you push the green button? Caller? Hello?
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 Hi, you're on air.
Hello?
You're on air.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, I got class soon. I just wanted to call. You guys played a song before. It had like a little jig to it almost.
Okay.
Which song are you talking about?
I'm not sure. It was maybe on like 10 minutes ago. What happened was I was listening to it, and all of a sudden it just cut out. So I wanted to know if you maybe knew the song or the artist.
Oh. Had a little jig to it. Maybe here. You know what we'll do?
It wasn't really like a jig. It was more like a gig. I think they call it GIGUE.
Oh. See, I feel like all these songs blend together. Maybe we'll play a little bit.
It was a concept album?
No, I mean, we played 3 songs and they were all really good, and now I don't remember.
I don't know. I was listening. I'm not sure if it was. I don't even know if it was the first or second one.
Why don't we play a little bit of it for you? We can play a little bit of the song for you, and then we can figure it out.
Okay.
How about we try the DJ Shadow one, because that might be it.
One?
I think it's in CD1.
CD1. You put the new one. You've already queued the new song in CD1.
Uh-oh.
Where's the DJ Shadow CD?
I don't know. Is it in
All right, this is a
We'll
work in
figure this
progress.
out. We'll figure this out. Don't worry.
I don't know.
By the way, what's your name, man?
What's that?
What's your name, dude?
Leonard.
What's your Leonard? All right, Leonard.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
Was it track 1?
Track 2. Let's try this, Leonard, okay?
Yep.
Okay, listen.
It's loading. Oh,
Ready?
it's playing.
No, that's not it. That's not the one.
Okay.
That's not the one.
Rule that out quick.
Do we play 4th?
Uh-oh.
Could it have been the first one? So it goes. Was it before we'd started? Was it before we'd signed on?
No, because the first 2 songs. The first 2 songs we played.
Well, we're figuring this out. You got one more. You got the So It Goes CD too over there.
Let's check out the So It
We'll
Goes.
try this. Leonard,
it was
we got your
good.
back, man. Don't worry, we got your back.
What's your name again?
I'm Phil. We got Barb and Maggie over there helping you
Well,
out.
Phil, you're just being really helpful right now. I just want to thank you.
No problem, man.
Okay.
No, I really like the song.
So It Goes song
Do you ever
was.
hear a song like you could just think back to the time you heard it and where you are at that same place?
Yeah, man, all the time.
All right,
When I
let's
was-
try this.
when I was
That's my
14.
favorite thing about
Let's
music.
try this out, okay, dude? Let's try this out.
All right, ready?
Ready? Let's go. How about this?
That's the one.
Yeah?
That's the one.
Awesome.
Oh my God.
See?
There you
See
go.
what happens when you're patient? Okay.
You know who wrote that song?
Yes.
Are you okay,
So
Leonard?
So it goes.
Leonard, how you holding up over there, man? You okay?
Do you know who wrote that song?
So it goes.
You mean like the actual songwriter? I'm not positive. You know,
Do you think there's any way you could maybe like look? Do you have the CD? Could you look to see who wrote the song?
Yeah, is there a problem, dude?
No, it's just one of those songs.
Sure.
All right,
The
man.
band is called So It Goes.
Okay.
The band is called So It Goes.
Yeah.
So It Goes. And it was written by A. Payson.
What was that name?
A. Payson.
A. Jason.
Payson.
Last name
is Payson.
Payson.
P-A-Y-S-O-N.
The songwriter for So It Goes.
All right.
Sounds
All right, thank you. That's all really I wanted to know about.
Hey, no problem, man. Thanks a lot for listening
Have a
and
good day.
calling.
I love you guys.
Hey, no problem, dude.
Thanks, man.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
All right.
I mean, I guess it was really emotional or something.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
It's too bad that it cut out. I don't know what that means about our station.
I don't know.
We cut out? I don't know.
Well,
We should have asked him if he wanted to hear his horoscope.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
I don't know, man. That might have been too much. He
All right.
he seemed very broken up about that song. I thought it was a pretty happy song. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Guess it took him back. Leonard, thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thanks
and,
for listening.
And you helped us remember because we should have been more responsible. Like, I should have known what he was talking about.
We did go through our songs.
We did. We did a good job. We did a good deed. Okay.
Absolutely, we're gonna try to get that caller back on the air. Caller, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm sorry, guys.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Yes, sir.
I'm Dan. I didn't get to introduce myself. I'm Dan, by the way.
We can't hear him right now. I don't know.
You can't hear me?
Here, just speak up again.
Hello? Hello?
Oh boy.
Do you hear me?
All right, we apologize. I don't know why.
Can you hear me?
Oh, now we got you. All right, here we go.
Now we got
it. Hey, we got
We have you. How you doing, sir?
We fixed it.
Oh, man, I was like talking for a long time.
Yeah, we didn't hear you, so that's probably why we cut you off the first time. We did not mean to.
Technical
Technical difficulties, yep. What's your name,
Technology.
sir?
What's your name, bud?
My name is Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Dan, how you doing? What do you want to talk about today?
Nothing. I was just saying. Do you think that we stand a chance against Northeastern?
I do.
Of course. Why wouldn't we? We spanked him in the bean pop 4-0. I think that
Yeah, but that was luck. They weren't really playing that good that day. I'm not sure if our team could really keep up with those players.
Well,
have you seen their like leader? It's like 6'7".
Northeastern's leader.
Yeah. What's his name?
Mike Morris is the captain.
Like 6'7".
From Braintree, Massachusetts.
Oh, jeez.
I got to plug my Braintree, Massachusetts head. But
Kevin's from Braintree, in case you didn't know.
Northeastern, to me, they're a team that's scary, and I'm not looking.
I think they're monsters. I don't know what they feed them over there.
I just think that BU. They played great in the bean pot. Don't get me wrong, but the first 2 times BU played Northeastern, they beat them barely. I think the first game at Aganis, and then the second time it was scoreless tie at Aganis, and they're on the road at Matthews Arena. This is a huge game for BU too, and Northeastern certainly fighting for their playoff seeding lives. And I really think Northeastern's a scary team, and if whoever they play,
I don't know.
Whoever Northeastern plays in the playoffs is not going to have a fun time. And
I don't know about that. I think it's a game, and I think that it's about having fun.
I look at Northeastern right now, and they don't scare me one bit. I don't know how you can be intimidated by them. I mean, they're.
What about the captain? He's like 6'8".
So what?
So what? We've got tall.
Tom Morrow's 6'7". And
yeah, what's that?
He's not the scariest.
But Tom, he's not. He's really nothing special of a player.
Mike Morris is a good player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not.
You can't even compare him to Tom.
Well, no, we're not trying to compare him to Tom, but we're just saying that he's not. I just don't think Mike Morris is intimidating. I'm more concerned with Brad Thiessen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen that guy's back? It's gigantic. If he hits you with that, forget about it.
The Terriers. The Terriers
on our team is nothing really, spectacular.
The Terriers have the biggest defensive pairing in all of college hockey with Tom Morrow and Eric Ryder.
That's not true.
Eric,
isn't?
No.
Then what is?
Vermont?
Well, Vermont's got that little midget on their team. What's
but
name?
He's insane.
I wouldn't be too concerned, though.
He's an animal. That guy, I saw him at a bar one time. He had 2 steaks, 72 ounces, to himself.
Well, that's
that
really.
What does that mean in the hockey
That's
game?
very impressive.
What do you mean? What does that mean with the hockey game?
And Vermont's defensive captain Kenny McCauley is 5'10". So
yeah, but he's nothing really to really worry about.
He's their captain. I think he's something you got to worry about.
Not really. I don't think Vermont stands a chance against us. I think we got some. I think we got some escalades to be burrowing on with this team with Northeastern.
So wait. Let me get this straight. You're afraid of Northeastern because they have one player that's 6'7", but you're not afraid of Vermont, who has a player that's 6'5" and a player that's 6'3". Is that right? Well, I'm
talking about the quality of the players. I'm not talking about their height, really.
But you just mentioned Mike Morris, who all because he's a monster on the ice. Well, Sean Sullivan's a monster too from Massachusetts.
But Sean Sullivan is nothing special.
He's not.
He's certainly played well the last couple of games. He's certainly stepped it up.
No, yeah, but look. I'm telling you, somebody poisoned his Wheaties or put something in his Wheaties. He's not always like this.
But I think hockey is not going to be going down to one player.
Hockey is not subjective. You can't. It's not really about personal opinion. This is the reality of the game.
Certainly, why can't it be about personal opinions? I think.
No, I'm telling you the reality. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you my own personal opinion.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that hockey is not revolving
around.
What
do you mean? Why are you guys getting all defensive? I'm telling you the truth. This is not my opinion.
The truth about what? Because Mike Morris is 6'7", that we should be afraid of him.
It's more than that.
But yeah, I'm not seeing your point though, because you mentioned how big Mike Morris is, and then all of a sudden now, it's not. He's not the best player on their team. I don't think you need to. That's not right. I don't see your point really.
What about you, the other guy?
The other guy? Is that me or is that who's
the
that?
other guy? We didn't say that. The other guy.
No, my point is that hockey doesn't revolve around one player. So even if this guy is 6'7", I don't think he's going to be dictating.
Wayne Gretzky.
Look at the teams he's playing with. Yari Curry, Mark Messier. Don't get me started on that.
Did you just compare Mike Morris? Did you just compare Mike Morris to Wayne Gretzky?
No, he wasn't comparing Mike Morris to Wayne Gretzky. His point was.
Right, I was.
His
so what? So what?
Are you a Northeastern student? Who are you?
Who are you?
Who am I?
All right, well, we're done.
No, who are you?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my name is Prescott Ross.
Thank you
I'm
very
a
much
Boston
for your call.
University student.
We appreciate that. And to say that Wayne Gretzky is hockey. Look at the teams Wayne Gretzky's played for. Yari Curry, Mark Messier. Oh, my goodness. He had some great players with him. Billy Ranford, the goaltender. Grant Fiore. I mean,
don't worry about
don't
this
get me
guy.
started with that.
This guy's, he's a little weird.
All right.
That was an interesting call.
Yeah,
that's
enough. To say the least.
Enough. All right.
Wow. All right.
I feel like I'm an EEI here with Dakota from Braintree. All right.
Yeah, no kidding. Jeez Louise.
Big Fish would sell out, and we were running out of time in that segment. We still have Daniel on the line. We'll get to him in a second. Let me quickly introduce this next segment. This is our other wild card case. Headline reads, Teacher faces jail over pornography on class computer. This is from February 14th, 2007, the New York Times. And a substitute teacher at middle school in Connecticut said she simply wanted to email her husband, but she wasn't too knowledgeable about computers. She was at she's in the classroom with students. She went to the restroom. She asked the other teacher whose computer if she could use it. He said fine. When she came back, the teacher was gone. The group of kids, they were all, was it 11 and 12-year-olds, I believe?
They were 7th graders.
11 and 12-year-olds, yes. They were huddled around the computer looking at some website. I don't remember what it was. It was a fashion website. It was a fashion website, and she decided, okay, you shouldn't be on the computer. So she pressed the boxes to close, and all of a sudden, she was attacked by porn pop-up ads, and she tried to do what she could. She shielded. She jumped in front of the computer to shield the computer, but she obviously had a little difficulty, and some people saw it, including 4 people who filed a complaint, who now she's facing up to 40 years in prison at sentencing hearing scheduled for March 2nd. 4 counts of risking injury to a child. What could she have done something better? The school officials say she could have turned off the computer, she could turn off the monitor, she could have locked the people out. Whether or not this punishment is apt, is fair, is just.
Okay, well, Daniel, we wanted to give you a moment just to comment on everything. Like I said, we're trying to wrap up the show, but if you have a quick couple comments, feel free. But like I said, we don't have too much time.
Yeah, that's just brutal. How old is this teacher?
This teacher is 40 years old, a longtime substitute.
She's 40 years old?
40 years old, longtime substitute teacher in Connecticut.
They need to send her to jail for life. And if possible, they need to remove her family from the state of Connecticut and have anything associated with that town or village.
Okay.
Possibly even, these are little kids, you said they were just 9 or 10 years old.
11,
they should not be exposed to any type of pornography, and if a 40-year-old is giving in to them and leaving them and
well, Daniel, the point
honestly.
Daniel, the point that the title is trying to make is that
what's funny about that?
No, there's nothing funny. The point that
he's laughing at one of our IMers.
The point that the article is trying to make is that the teacher, this was an accident. She didn't try to do that at all.
Oh.
She was trying to prevent that from that.
Let me get back to it. She was going to go use an email, and the crowd of people were crowded around the computer, and they were on like some fashion website or something. And she clicked the close box, and when you're on the internet, when you don't have a pop-up blocker, a bunch of internet porn ads popped up, and she didn't know how to get rid of them. She was trying to close them, but they kept popping and popping and popping up. So
excuses, life.
No
chance of parole, no chance to ever see her family or kids ever again, and nobody should be associated with anything with kids ever again after this.
I think that's a little extreme, to tell you the truth. I mean,
possibly, but let me just say, have you ever heard of pornography before? Have you ever seen it?
Yes, I have seen pornography.
It's wrong, and especially if you're going to be giving it to 10-year-old kids, you need to be prison. for life.
But she wasn't.
Nothing less.
She was not giving pornography to 11 to 12-year-old kids.
She gave them the ability to look at it, and these are young kids, and kids will be boys and boys will be girls.
No, but here's an interesting point. Whether she gave the pornography to the students.
That's not the point.
No. Yes, it is. Whether or not they should have had a pop-up blocker on the computers itself. Whether or not they
blockers, it's not important. We're not talking about pop-up blockers.
Yeah,
but that's the problem. It wasn't her fault.
If the school had a proper pop-up blocker on the computer, none of the porn would have ever appeared to the students.
That's not true.
Yes, it is true. It is completely true. That is how software works.
No.
Well,
not specific ones.
Well, Daniel, the point that we're trying to make here, and once again, we appreciate your opinion, but the issue is that the school didn't have adequate pop-up blockers. What the teacher says, she was not familiar with the computer program. All she knew was how to check her email. The pop-up came up of the pornographic site. She tried to turn it off, but it didn't work. If the school had adequate...
True.
Okay, but we're not in the situation.
I also reading the article, some of the software experts says this is a problem across the nation with faulty and out-of-date pop-up blockers. This pop-up blocker...
they need to take all these prisons. If all these teachers are giving pornography to little kids, they need to send them all to jail.
What about computer labs that don't have the proper pop-up blockers and out-of-date? Should we jail a teacher who's not even in the room?
Do you think it would be a better...
people speaking at one time. Just one question, please.
All right. I was saying that there are computer labs on a lot of elementary school campuses or high school campuses, and the pop-up blockers
Massachusetts?
in general in the
everywhere
nation, in the nation, and the pop-up blockers sometimes they go out of date, and they're usually there's no there's I mean, like, who would you hold responsible if the student happens to accidentally access pornography? Is it fair?
The parents for teaching them about pornography.
Okay, but people can access pornography without.
That's not true, though.
The nature of a pop-up block is it's unwanted. It comes out when you don't want it.
Yeah, but pop-up blocks they're not virus-friendly free. If you know, like, if you know anything about computer programming, it's not really going to work 100%.
Of course it can't work 100%. So why should we take these teachers and administrators and take them away from their family and put them in jail for life if something is not perfect 100%?
Because they're in charge. They're the authority. She shouldn't have left the classroom.
Okay,
why did she leave the classroom?
Well, see, that's what I agree. I think that's even a better point.
Why did she leave the classroom?
I think I'm telling you, I think that's a better point than saying that the pop-up blocker. She should not have left the classroom. She should not have left the classroom and let the other teacher work on the computer. The other teacher should not have left the classroom either.
Who was the other teacher?
The other teacher was his computer.
Okay, well, the point is, I think.
Why are you laughing?
No, I'm saying
This is a serious thing. This is what people don't take seriously. Our society is crumbling because millions of teachers are giving away pornography to 9-year-olds.
Daniel, I think that you're making a very rash and very biased statement, and I respect your opinion to make that statement.
Who made a brash statement before and said that gay people shouldn't be in the NBA? Who made that? Was that you?
No, this was Tim Hardaway.
That was Tim Hardaway.
No. Somebody before said that there should be a no ask, don't tell policy, and I want to know why they think that people in the NBA shouldn't come out and say that they're homosexual.
Well, even though that's an important issue, that's not the topic at hand right now.
You or the other person?
That's not the topic at hand right now, Daniel. And
the
like
point
I said,
I caught you in your own lies and your own acts. You're judging me when you can't even judge yourself, and you can't even look. But these people are giving pornography to 9-year-olds.
Okay, Daniel, once again.
To 9-year-olds.
11 to 12-year-olds.
But I like I said, I appreciate your opinion, and I appreciate the fact that you're so adamant and strong about the opinion.
That's what we care about. We want people to actually care.
It's not that. I'm tired of looking at my society and seeing people around think it's okay to give poison to children.
I agree that it's not okay to give poison to children. I'm saying that perhaps there's a better way to go about it.
Would you poison your children's food? Then why would you blind them with it?
Daniel,
why would you blind them
again,
with poison?
this issue is not something that nearly is as simple as giving physical poison to children. Yes, some people don't think that pornography is wrong, and I'm not saying that I agree with that. However, I'm saying the issue here is that maybe the teacher shouldn't have been there. Maybe she should have stayed in the room, or maybe they should have had better pop-up blockers.
Send her family into jail, even.
But her family has nothing to do with this.
That's not true. Society breeds society. The first book of law.
So why don't we just jail all of society
Laura,
above the age of 13?
Is that you, Laura?
Yeah, it is me.
What did you say about 13?
I said, why don't we just jail all of society above the age of 13 since they apparently breed one another?
That's not true. I don't know who
Well,
told
then
you that.
how is her family to blame? How is her family to blame and not anyone else in her relations?
Because
Where
her
do you
family should
draw
be
the
checking
line?
on her and making sure that she is a nice member of society. Not
Her
this person
family should be
eating
checking
poison.
on their
She's not-
40-year-old
Laura, she's giving
mother?
poison to 9-year-olds. You're not even paying attention to the story.
Okay, well, Daniel, once again, I appreciate your comments.
You keep saying that, but
we
you're
are
not thinking at the big picture of the poison.
we're out of time for this segment.
That's
so
not true either.
yeah, we are. I appreciate it, but the next song we're gonna play.
What's the next song?
It's
before you accuse me. Here's
Lead Belly. You got any Lead Belly?
not today, but maybe next. I'm sorry, Daniel, but we are unfortunately out of the time. We've actually gone
Hell
over.
with the show.
Thank you.
Before you accuse me with Creedence Clearwater Revival. And once again, we want you guys to be thinking. We want you guys to be passionate. And if you guys are passionate about a certain way, we like to hear about it. And some people can't always be, we can't agree with everyone all at the same time. We understand. There's a lot of touchy subjects in this issue. And there's a lot of touchy subjects about all issues. And it's tough. It's tough. We have to, even myself, and I read these and I know them all. Sometimes I'll take people out of context. Other people take out of context. And it's tough. People get really passionate and we understand that. And we just want you to get thinking. All right, here's Before You Accuse Me with Creedence Clearwater Revival. We're right back for a wacky segment, and then we'll wrap it up for another week.
Welcome back to Chicken in a Cup, or should I call it today, Candidate in a Cup. As once again, if you tuned in late, I'm running. I am seeking the Free Party nomination for President of the United States, and I am now joined on the air by Larry from South Boston. How's it going today, Larry?
It's going pretty good, thanks.
So what's up?
Nothing. I was just listening before, and I just heard that you were making a big announcement, and I didn't exactly catch what it was, but when I called, I spoke to you, and you told me that you were running for president. I just want to say, I think that the whole Boston community should get together, and we should find out what your policies are and see if you could represent, the commander in chief of this glorious nation.
Well, thank you very much for your support. I'll be going through my issues throughout the program, though I do actually have one issue that I was going to get to in a little bit.
One thing I wanted to ask about, you said before, you were talking about elevators and being there free universal health care, and then you played that song by
Aerosmith,
Loving an Elevator, and I wanted to know if you thought is that going to be your main issue when you run? Like, are you going to use that song as your running song?
I think it could be a big part of my campaign. I think every campaign needs a theme song. I certainly think that this one encompasses a big part of who I am and what I'm going to do.
Do you know the other song by Aerosmith? I think it was used in that movie by Bruce Willis.
Oh, Don't Want to Miss a Thing?
Yeah, that song. That song is a good song to use, but I'm not sure if you want to use that.
Well, I think it would certainly appeal to the female demographic, especially.
Well, the female demographic is already taken care of by the Hillary Clinton. So I want to know, like, what are you going to do? Because elevators are huge. Like, I honestly, like, I go to BU, and sometimes I have to go up to the third floor, and just to walk is just when the elevator's out, it ruins the day for everybody. And it is an issue which I hold close to my heart. But I wanted to know if this is all that you're going to do for Boston, why should I vote for you? Why should I vote for you?
Well, Larry, I plan to do much more than just elevators along my campaign. If you keep tuning in, you'll hear some more.
But that's the first thing you said. I want to hear something about equality of all people. And so, do you know that Martin Luther King, that he went to school at Boston University?
Yes, I do. And
he's a graduate student.
Yes.
Yeah, and like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna be? You're talking about elevators.
Yeah, right. And I am talking about elevators. And Larry, thank you for your call. And throughout the rest of the show, I plan to go along some more of my issues, and I'll be getting to that throughout the show. So if you keep tuning in, you'll hear some more of my issues.
We're back on BU in the Morning. We actually have a very special treat today. We have a caller. Caller, are you there? Hello?
Hello.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Ben, but my real name is Benjamin, but my friends call me Ben.
That works. And what are you doing this fine weekend?
The weekend? I'm not sure. I thought I was going to go to New York, but like I don't even know because the weather.
Right, it's so bizarre. So,
But like I'm not really. I don't really know. Like they said it was supposed to snow, and it barely even snowed. I didn't even do. I might even have to do a paper. I don't even know.
right, well, it was more rain than snow. It was gross.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
So you know what's going on today? It's bizarre. Is the running of the brides? Have you heard about this?
Who?
The running of the brides.
No, is this like is this an ancient holiday from like Greece and Mesopotamia?
It's a little bit like that. It's, I guess, the idea is that they have this massive sale on bridal gowns, and kind of like in Spain where they have the running of the bulls, it's the running of the brides. And
is this in Spain?
Oh no, it's like, have you ever heard of the running of the bulls in Spain where they just let all the bulls free and they maul people?
Yeah, that's what I said. Do you remember that movie with Billy Crystal?
Maybe. I don't know. It sounds familiar.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a little bit like that, except with brides instead of bulls, and they go nuts and buy gowns, and I don't even know. I don't really understand.
Where do they wait? They do this in Spain, or they do this here?
They do, well, the bulls they do in Spain. The brides they do in Boston.
Oh, the brides is in Boston.
Yeah.
I don't know how they could do that with the ice. I fell down the other day on the ice. I was actually yesterday. I was walking home. I had some groceries. I had some eggs and things, and I fell right on my groceries on my back, and I actually couldn't get up. I needed somebody to help me up.
Oh, it's awful. But yeah, it's going on at, I guess, Filene's basement, so it's at least inside.
What was that?
It's going on at Filene's basement, so at least it's inside.
I thought that closed.
I thought so too, or maybe just, it says Filene's basement, so I don't know. Maybe was there the Filene's that closed and Filene's basement is still open?
Yeah, downtown crossing, yeah. The back, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah, I don't know, I'm reading what the fruit says. I haven't, I've heard good things about it though.
I used to buy some underwear there, it was good.
That's good. Now, are you a BU student, or you just like our station?
Studying marketing, actually.
Cool.
And, I listened to this. Did somebody just laugh?
No.
Oh, I thought I heard something.
Oh, there was. I think there was a little bit of feedback.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm studying marketing.
Cool. How do you like it?
Basically, I just I have this idea of this thing that of a product, and I wanna market it, and I want to find the best people. I want to do the research. I want to call people on the phone. I like email.
Cool. What year are you?
Second.
Second year. Okay.
What about you?
I am a junior, so it's been a lot of fun.
Do you get a lot of? Is it mostly students who listen to the station, or is it a lot of? Because I know some people I speak to on the street when I meet them, they say they listen to BU radio.
Really? That's exciting. Like just random people?
Yeah, I say, hey, you like radio? And they say, yep. And I say, you ever hear BU? WTBU? BU in the morning? And he said, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we got a guy from Italy once. Actually, last week, I think, who was just Googling and found us and IM'd us.
Wait, what do you mean Googling?
Like, he Googled, I guess, college radio or whatever.
Google?
Found us. And listened to us and IM'd us and was listening to us from Italy. So it was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Have you ever been to Italy?
I have not. My dad has. My dad, he says it's beautiful, but
I don't know anything about Europe. I don't want to know anything about anything but what's outside my house and my own things and my friends and my family.
Right.
I get very, very enclosed spaces. I really don't like it.
Wait, enclosed spaces? You don't like enclosed spaces?
I can't deal with it.
So why did you pick the city? Why didn't you pick like a country college where you can kind of roam free?
Country college.
Right, like a more rural college where you have a little bit more space and you're not crammed into Warren Towers or whatever.
This is where I was born.
Oh.
This is where I was raised.
So
I grew up in here, and I've never really left. I mean, I've been outside the city. I've been to Charlestown and everything, but I don't know. I find that the outside is just really, really. There's a lot of stuff happening out there.
And you just you think it's too much. You don't think it's exciting. You just it's a lot to take in.
I don't even know what to think about it.
Really?
I don't even know how to deal with it. I don't know how to relate to the things that I see that I've never I saw this little animal on the road the other day. I went out, like I said, before I fell down, I got my groceries. I saw this animal. I had never seen it before. And it literally, I almost fell that time on the ice. I tripped, but I didn't fall.
Oh, That's intense. Do you know what it was? Like,
I don't know. It had like some type of little tail, but other than that, it looked like it had fingers. I have no idea.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's not really funny either. I don't know.
I don't know because I can't picture. I don't know. Now the top article on the Daily Free Press website that I got pulled up today is about
Prince's website.
The Daily Free Press website.
Daily Free Press.
They the top article on there is about Harry Potter taking his clothes off. That apparently he's in this play where he sleeps with a horse, and it's insane, and people are all up in arms because they're like, "Oh, my Harry Potter, he was so wholesome, and now he's off, messing around with horses and being naked on stage."
It's nothing. I don't think that's whatever. Like I have a pen pal that I met out in Iowa, and he tells me that he actually he doesn't. I don't know about this story. I don't know about Harry Potter. I mean, he really has sex with a horse on stage?
No, but he pretends to. There's an actual horse that comes on stage.
My friend said that he sometimes likes to touch his horse with, the brushes and things, but nothing that actually... I never heard that Harry Potter would actually do this. But if they're going to really take a sacrifice horse out on stage, and if they're going to, have sex with it every night of the play, I'm not really for that. I don't really...
Oh, no.
I didn't really think that. I thought it was, a kid's story, but... Now I'm hearing this about horses. I don't really want to see anything to do with Harry Potter. This is what the movie's turning into. I'm not going to see it at all.
Oh no! It's the guy.
This is what the book, the writer has made tons of money from doing, writing about children's stories and then talking about horses, having sex with horses. I don't want to see it.
I should have clarified.
I don't even want to discuss it.
I should have clarified. It's not based on the book. It's the guy who's in the movies who is in a totally unrelated play, and they're up in arms. Huh?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
But they're up in arms because he's kind of thought as a kid's actor because they're kids' books, but it's not a kid's play.
No, this is not a kid. This is not even. This is barely even like an adult. Barely even an adult story.
Right. I mean, I don't think they actually do anything to the horse, but they pretend to.
Have you ever heard of Oedipus and the King?
Yes, I have.
What's wrong with that?
The dude who liked his mom?
He didn't like his mom. That's not what it's about. This is why. You're in radio and you don't even know what that's about. It's about destiny.
Right, but I mean that's what you think.
This could be the kid's destiny in the play. It's an artistic statement.
Oh, absolutely. But when you think of an Oedipus complex, is the guy who likes his mom. That's how it.
An additive complex.
Yeah, in psychology.
Oh, I'm not a psychologist.
Oh no, I know, but I'm just that's what in the social context. I know there's more to Shakespeare's plays than just this dude likes his mom, she's totally hot. But that's what jumps out at you, right or wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Daniel Radcliffe. I saw a picture of his body next to the horse, and I thought it was. If I was in London, I would see it.
Really?
Yeah, it's an artistic statement. It's an artistic statement. You don't see that every now and then.
Very true.
I mean, you don't see art in Boston.
You don't think so?
It.
You don't see at the MFA or at the Orpheum or any place like that? Yeah, the Museum of Fine Arts?
Yeah, but that's not really like art.
They've got the original Monets. That's not art?
No, that's not really art.
How is the Museum of Fine Arts not art?
I'm talking about art as in life art, not as in art. Business art. Do you know what I mean? They're you could view some things as a business or view some things as artistic. And Daniel Radcliffe having sex with a horse is much more artistic than Monet. And I'm not
really.
Absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
Just do you know the context that this sex takes place in, or you just?
Well, I heard it was in a barn, and I heard there was another girl in it actually. What's the girl's name who was in Harry Potter?
The Hermione girl? I don't know the name of the actress.
Hermione, she is supposed to make a guest appearance in the last show.
Really?
Yeah.
Do the three of them just go at it?
I don't know. She's supposed to... I don't know anything about anything with two people on a horse, but I know that she's in... That's what I heard.
Huh.
I spoke to the man at the store where I bought my groceries, and he told me.
That's interesting. Now, just to get back to the Monet thing, why do you think the MFA is commercialized art? Because it's a non-profit museum.
It's commercialized.
Now, wait, it's not a commercial museum though. I get in for free and I just donate.
That's your choice.
Right. But I'm just saying it's not as if they're, their gallery and they're selling prints, or Monet's not one of those artists that
But
just
they
kind of
do.
cranks out stuff.
They do. If you know what I mean, they do.
They do what? They sell prints, or
They sell things, and they make money off of the art. And that's not what art is. Daniel Radcliffe is not having sex with a horse for that.
well, actually, the difference here is that the Museum of Fine Arts is not a for-profit institution. The guy who's running this play
That's not
is
true.
for-profit.
That's not true.
Really?
That is not true. I don't know who told you that. That is not true. I am in marketing, and I know that is not true.
Because when you go in, there's a donation box.
You don't have to donate.
Right. Right,
These are
absolutely.
lies.
They charge you admission usually.
Who does?
The museum.
Not that I know of. You just said they give you an admission
Well,
ticket.
let me clarify. I get free admission because I'm a student. Normally, they charge you for admission.
I never knew this because I've never been there because that's not real art. I don't want to see Monet. I don't want to see Monet. However, I really can't see. They charge advertising fees. How could that? This is all about
the
advertising.
museum?
Everything goes back to advertising.
They
Do you have
can't-
advertising on your radio station?
There is, but wait a minute. You can't charge Monet advertising fees. Monet is dead.
That's not true.
Monet is definitely dead.
That's not what he's dead, but not in the artistic sense. In the artistic business sense. Do you want to? Daniel Radcliffe will live forever. Will live forever because he has sex with this horse on stage. Don't you get it? That is an artistic statement.
Well, but there's so many different artistic statements in that museum. There's images of there's images of Greek mythology. There's drama. There's death. There's life. There is sex too.
Doesn't matter.
If you painted a picture of
Not now. It's not now. That doesn't matter.
What?
Why does everybody care about things that already happened?
Because there's
Why are we creating new things?
well,
Why are we looking for new technology?
well, hold off. If you can't appreciate what's already been created, what's the point of creating new things? I think the point of
new things is to create new things because no matter what you say, the answer will always be because something. Because.
Right, but you just said that Daniel Radcliffe will live on through his art. Don't you think that Monet is living on through his art in the same way?
But it doesn't matter because it's not now.
But there's still
We shouldn't appreciate things in the past. Daniel Radcliffe could live forever. Big deal. Who cares?
But don't you? What about the statement? Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Do you believe
Forget
that at
about
all?
history. It's not important. Who told you it was important?
I don't know. There's plenty of people here who are studying history. I mean, it must be important.
Why do we study history?
Partly just so we don't make the same mistakes, so we know where we're coming from.
Because we study. Because we read. Socrates didn't read. He didn't read books. He didn't read books. He didn't write books. That's why Plato wrote his books. Plato. Lincoln? Come on, man.
Well, yeah, but
Thomas Jefferson?
Yeah, well,
he wrote it down.
I understand, but really, if you want to do anything big in this world, you need to know where you're coming from and where this world is going.
It's not important.
Doing
What is this?
What?
What is this?
What is? Wait, I'm confused. What is
What's
what?
the point of us talking about this? If nothing's going to change. It's not going to change. It's going to be the same advertising over and over again.
But there's more. How do we get
There's more
from
what?
art to advertising? I'm
There's
confused.
more what? What is there more of?
There's beauty
Money?
and there's life and there's
Life is not more. Life is moral.
life is moral.
It is just one. Advertising.
Wait, I'm confused. How does advertising play into all of this?
It is the subliminal. Life is advertising. We walk outside and I'm advertised by your hat, by your clothes, by your shoes.
You don't seem like you're very happy with advertising. Why are you majoring in it?
Because it's life.
I don't think so. I think it's an addition to life. I think it's worked
It's
into
all
life.
the same. Life, money, advertising. Eggs.
I don't know. I think, we've developed this barrier now that we kind of tune out advertising because it is everywhere. But I don't think everything in my life is advertising. I think there's a lot of it mixed in. But I don't think, my relationships...
What about the trees?
I don't think those are advertising.
God advertises them with the wind.
God advertises the trees with the wind. I would beg to differ. I think you notice the trees maybe because they're blowing, but I don't think...
But you're not aware. You're not aware.
I'm not aware.
Neither am I.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm confused. I noticed the
how you
trees,
could be
but I'm not aware.
I don't know how you could be confused.
No, you said I said I noticed the trees, and
Who
you
said that?
but I'm not aware.
Huh?
I said I noticed the trees, and your response was, but you're not aware. What does that mean?
What about like the animals that we see, like the squirrels?
Right, they're off minding their own business, getting their nuts, and you know, fighting off.
Animals are different, though.
Okay,
They're different than human beings.
I definitely agree. They are different in so many different ways. They function differently. They interact differently. And I
How many
think
people are on the show? Is it just you?
usually it's this guy Zach who's on there with me, but he's off in Philadelphia today visiting some friends. So today it is just me.
All right. I just feel bad.
You feel about what?
I'm just advertising my thoughts.
But I think if you do it, advertising is putting ideas out there with the intent to sell a product. I think if you put your ideas out there because you think there's beauty in them or there's some meaning in them, I don't think it's advertising anymore. I think it's art. I think that's the difference between advertising and art.
I don't feel good.
You okay, man? Hey, you know what? Why don't we play a song and we will, there's news, but if you want to call back later in the show, we can do that.
Yeah, I really don't feel good. All of a sudden, I just got like a really bad stomach ache.
Okay, I'm sorry, man. Feel better.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to go to a song. Yeah, I'll let you go. I'm sorry, man. Have a good one. Thank you so much for calling. You're going to be okay? Okay, all right, we are going to go to some thunk, and then I think we might actually have some news after this. If you want to call us, if you have ideas, if you have comments, I think we will have some news after this.